So the first thing I'm going to say about this is if Sega does this, they're going to make a lot of money. So I'm really surprised it has not been thought of at least or just talked about or anything like that. But where is the Yakuza fighting game at? The Like a Dragon fighting game, Ryugato, however you want to say it. Where's the fighting game for the series? Because if it has one, it's over, dog. And Sega will make so much money. I like so much money because Yakuza is one of their biggest properties besides Sonic right now. So it's like, dude, where's it at? And obviously, it's going to be a 3D fighter because Sega makes Virtual Fighter, so I can see them going that route and just using that blueprint for it, but not exactly. It'll have to be its own thing, but different, you know what I'm saying? So I could definitely foresee that if they do make it, which I hope they do in the future. I really do. But I think it would definitely be a 3D for sure. Now, how I see how many characters they can add from freaking 1 to infinite wealth. Also, 0. I should technically say 0 first, but that's pretty cool. And even Judgment characters, but the only problem with that would be Yagami's face and the model, because like from an actor, I don't know how that's going to work fully, but they could do it is what I'm saying. So that's a lot of characters. There's a lot of versions of Kiryu, actually, thinking about that, because he has technically a lot of styles, if you think about it, because the 0, at the end of them adding from 0. So that's just a lot of things. And that includes bosses, because who character I want to use mainly from the Yakuza series? I want to use Mine from Yakuza 3 because he is so cool, dude. I like his tattoo. His fighting style actually is kind of like a Mishima. Like I think there's a video about that actually. Like he actually does Dorias and stuff like that. Like I think they got definitely inspired by the Mishimas for him. So I'm like, yes, Mine for sure. Nishiki, new favorite is Shishida for sure. I would like to use if they go that far. If they add, depending how many characters they add, but. The log of characters, Majima, freaking Saejima, Akiyama, there's too many options. Ichiban technically too, yeah, Ichiban now. I'm not sure how his gameplay will work, but man, it's just so cool thinking about like who would make it in this game and like base roster versus DLC, because obviously they don't have DLC, but I think it's just a thing that needs to happen eventually because there's so much interesting things with the juggle properties of the Yakuza games. It's almost kind of like a fighting game in a way, like how you're gonna style on somebody a little bit. Not to say like it's like Devil May Cry or anything like that, because obviously that's way more potential analysis with that. And I'm a Devil May Cry, that's my favorite series, so like it's not like that, but there is potential in the combo variety in the Yakuza series. So I'm just like it just meshes well in my opinion for like a fighting game, because I'm like you can probably just do that in a fighting game, like bounce somebody off the ground, because Virtual Fighters technically in a sense you do the same thing in that game for certain combos for certain characters. So I'm like they should do it in Yakuza. And the wall combos, dude, and freaking I feel as if they wanted to actually add I'm not sure if they're gonna call it Heat because Tekken technically has that now, if they would call it Heat or EX, but like, you know, the special moves that you can do to people. That would be cool to have too, because I think a lot of characters would have a huge amount, or they would pick a certain amount for each character. Maybe you could put them, maybe not. If they want to do it like that to make it fun or interesting, because certain stages are probably going to have walls, some stages are not going to have walls. So there's a lot of ways they can go about it. I don't think there's going to be no ring out function like Virtual Fighter, because it's its own thing, but the potential for this is crazy. Because you imagine finding somebody in the streets and then fighting somebody in like one of the shops, like in the game, dude. That would be so awesome. that would be like, you know, like the vision of people like, oh yeah, we need to take an 8 stage that's in like the Waffle House. You can do that in the Yakuza fighting game, because you'll just fight. You'll break them into the building and start fighting. That would be amazing. The potential. You see what I'm saying? The potential here? Like imagine you just find somebody on the streets and you smack them into Smile Burger or something like that and you start fighting in there, dude. That would be so cool. That's all I'm saying. But I feel as if the game would have to have some simple basic controls if they do add it, because that's what most new gen games are doing. So like a square combo, something like that, some default. But I imagine the button layout will have a guard button. I don't think it'll be I don't think you would move back to block. I think it actually be a guard button, because in the Yakuza games you block, like standing block. So I feel as if they would keep that vision in the fighting game. So I'd imagine that would be there. Combos and wall combos are going to be there. And when it comes to if there's going to be like a dodge button, I don't imagine there would be. I'd imagine they actually opt for just making the side steps and the back steps and just mobility fast, so you can do it like that. Because most of the time for combos in Yakuza games, you would have to like dodge and continue the combo if you wanted to like do something crazy. I feel as if they would just sacrifice the dodge button for mobility to do it like that to get combos. That would make more sense in a way, especially for the button layout, because I'd imagine the button layout could be similar to Virtual Fighters in a way where, like I said, there's going to be a guard button, there's going to be a punch button and a kick button. And probably they're either going to combine 2 buttons to make like a super punch thing, like a heavy punch, and then a heavy kick, which is what Virtual Fighter does. And they can add an extra button because I think one button was not necessary, which is either because I think triangle and X or Y or A, if you're an Xbox player, would be the punch button. It'd be the same button. So they can just change that to a different button if they want to for the game. So it could be a different mechanic or whatever, but or dodge, actually. I could put dodge there, but that's how I'd imagine that would go. Now, when it comes to heat and EX, those are going to be transitional like supers that they have to do it like that. Like when you build your heat, when you get your aura, because aura is going to be in the like the aura system, how it's going to show up. That's why I'm really excited for how that's going to look too, especially. So, and when I mean by aura system, I mean like the aura of your character. Like when you do enough damage to a person, the bar fills up so you can do like the EX move in Judgment or a heat move in just the Yakuza games. That thing, like where it's like the color. Like for instance, Kiryu uses either blue or red, you know? A boss could be like multiple colors depending on the game, because some just did red, which is like lame. The other games did like multiple colors, like orange, green, whatever, yellow, that thing, you know? So whenever they can do their move, you can see it visually. And they can have a bar for it too, and just have it on your character so it can just look cool. Like, okay, this guy can do something crazy. So I think they could do it like that, and then depending on how characters are, you can burn it differently, like, oh, this character can do this with this or that and whatever. And when it comes to archetypes, there's so many varieties of characters that fight differently. Like Kiryu's going to be a default down character. I'd say Sajima's going to be like a grappler. Akiyama's a speedster. Majima can be like a speedster type, but he's a little tricky. Like he has some like setups that are fake or whatever, because like he's like called the Mad Dog, so he's gonna fake you out and do some weird stuff, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of ways characters can fight in this game. If they do make, I hope they really do, because this is just too many ideas of what you can do, especially how the heat system can work, because it cannot just be for cinematic super as well. You can do it for maybe different combo routes or different moves or whatever. So there's multiple ways they can go about it. So all I'm saying is, where is the Yakuza fighting game? That's all I have to say. And one more thing to add to, like, people are like, what about the story or whatever like that? They can make it a dream, like in Kiryu's head, because Kiryu in like the newest game and Infinite Wolf had dreams like from past games, like the zombie game and the game where he was when he was a samurai. That was in his head. That was a dream. So they could do the same thing for this and make it a made-up scenario. And you know how interesting and cool, that's another thing I forgot about, dynamic intros for each person that fought each other. Like Kiryu's gonna have a whole bunch, but you can make up scenarios for other characters too. So there's multiple ways to go about it. The music's going to be cool because you can add all the music from the old games too if you wanted to. And there's going to be remixes for characters too. So that's all I'm saying. Arcade mode, online, rollback, training mode, so many options, mini games. They could do mini games, but they just take it from the Yakuza games. So I'm not trying to see any of that. Like here, it's like it can't happen. It can definitely happen because there's so many things that can happen in this game. So the replay value would be huge. Now, a potential problem I could see for this game, not just for the game, but like the making of it, would be the face models, because some of the face models are from actors, and that would be very expensive, and I'm not sure if they would want to do it again, per se. I know some of them have, like for Like a Dragon Ishin, they had the cast from Zero do it, like some of the faces for that, so that wouldn't be a huge issue. Maybe not, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. But for like Shishido and other people, or from 6 especially, from people from 6, I'm not sure if they would want to do that for certain characters, maybe not. And also some characters got into some troubles or whatever with drugs or whatever, so that could be an issue too. So I'm not sure how they would go about it per se for certain characters, or if it would be a huge issue or not. But I'm just saying this is like a what if issue. I'm not sure if it's a big thing. I think it might be for the person that plays Yagami for Judgment, but I'm not sure for the rest of the characters. But I thought I should mention that for an actual problem. Maybe it's the reason why the game is not coming out or they're not working on it because of this. I don't quite know, but this is just a theory that could be potentially the reason why we could not get this game, or why it's not even thought about. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Where's it at? Like I said, where is this game at? Let me know down below what you guys think. I don't make this video too long, so I'm just going to end it here. And I hope you guys have a great day, night, noon, or whatever time period you guys are at, man. And I'll see you guys in the next video.